morning. My name is Vikram Baliga, and I am the faculty at Department of Commerce, Manipal Academy of Higher Education. We present to you today a webinar on strategies for writing good research articles, which is a program that is brought to you live by the Center for Consultancy, Training and Corporate Interface, Department of Commerce, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, in association with the Indian Bureau of Administrators and Technocrats. I take this opportunity to briefly give you the key personnels behind this program. Dr. P. Karthikeyan has consented to be a resource person for the day, and he will be talking on the topic today on the strategies for writing good research articles. From the organizing committee, we have Dr. Sandeep Shenoy, Head of the Department of Commerce, Manipal Academy of Higher Education. I welcome Dr. Karthikeyan and Dr. Sandeep Shenoy.
Thank you, sir.
The program, the session will be moderated by Mr. Nitesh Naik. He is the CTO, Curious Tech Private Limited, and also assistant professor in the Manipal Institute of Technology. Along with us, we also have Dr. Dashrath Raj Shetty, who is the associate professor in the Department of Humanities, Manipal Institute of Technology. So as we go ahead, as a presidential remarks, I request Dr. Sandeep Shenoy to deliver his presidential address to give a beginning to the program. Over to you, Dr. Sandeep Shenoy.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Vikram and Dashrath and Nitesh for organizing this webinar. And a very special thanks to Karthikeyan for being a resource person for this webinar. If you look at the current context where rankings, accreditations, and all are being followed up by the universities, especially the NAAC accreditation, or if you look at the world rankings, publication is a very significant component of any of these rankings or accreditations. So they have a very good weightage. And then when we talk about publications, it is more important that these publications should be in good journals and recognized journals. And we need to make sure that we have certain we also have certain targets as academicians to publish in good journals and in good numbers. So the numbers and quality, quantity and quality, both are important here. And the UGC mandates at least 2 publications per faculty in a year, in an academic year or a calendar year. So ultimately, the faculties have to decide where they have to publish, and this should also make sure that it's a good journal. So selection of the journal makes a lot of difference, and the process is quite difficult because there are so many journals in the research space, and where I should publish my article, and then it has a very long process in terms of review, and then finally gets published. So all this has a lot of, it takes a lot of time, and you need to plan it so that you achieve your academic goals. So keeping all that in mind, we need to have a proper strategy to make sure we identify the right journals, and then according to the needs of the journal, we need to make sure our articles are streamlined, fine-tuned, and they meet the objectives of those journals. So it's very important for us in this context that we follow certain very systematic strategies in a systematic way, implement them, and then reach our goals. So keeping this in mind, the Center for Consultancy and Corporate Interface and Training at Department of Commerce and Indian Bureau of Administrators and Technocrats led by Vikram and Dashrath and Nitesh have organized this webinar with the help of the resource person Karthikeyan to make sure that every one of you gets enlightened on the strategies which you can deploy to come out with a good research article. So we have always been looking at value additions in all our programs, and especially Vikram and Dashrath and Nitesh has made sure that we provide that value addition to all of you. And first of all, I must also inform that we have a good number of registrations for this particular event. We have already around 2,900 registrations, and I know it's a Sunday morning and many of you must be, it's a holiday for you, but then still you have taken your time to register for this event. So we thank you for that. And I'm sure this webinar will be very useful for you in implementing your research strategy and try to reach your goals of good publications. So I request Vikram now to, with these few words, I request Vikram to formally introduce Karthikeyan Parthasarathy, who is the resource person of this particular webinar, and take it forward. So over to you, Vikram.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. It's my great privilege to introduce Dr. Karthikeyan Parthasarathy to the participants who have assembled on this platform. Dr. Karthikeyan Parthasarathy is an astute researcher with a PhD in management from Bharathiar University. He is working as an associate professor in the School of Management Studies at Kongu Engineering College. He has published 150 research papers and more in reputed national and international journals, and has authored 13 books in the areas of finance and management. He has obtained funding from various funding agencies and government organizations like UGC, ICSSR, AICTE, State Planning Commission, and the ICWA. He also provides consultancy solutions for leading companies like SKM Engineering Products Limited, Bharani Silks, Angel Stark Chemicals Limited, and Ascent Technologies. Dr. Karthikeyan is also a SEBI certified resource person for conducting various financial education workshops, and also recognized assessment officer for conducting National Skill Development Corporation examination. With this brief profile, which tells you the strong qualifications, research qualifications of Dr. Karthikeyan Parthasarathy, I hand the session to him. Sir, please continue and deliver your research session.
Thank you, Vikram sir. I take this opportunity to thank Manipal Academy for Higher Education and the Department of Commerce, HOD, and other faculty members like Nitish, Dashrath, and Namesh, particularly the head of the department, Sandeep sir, for organizing a particular workshop for the faculty members. Today we all know about that, as like Sandeep sir has rightly pointed out, when we are go for any NIRF ranking or NBA accreditation or any type of accreditation process, the main purpose or main weightage is for research, and the committee members who are come for identifying or justifying your institution, they want to know about how many of the faculty members have published in good quality journals, including Scopus or Science Citation Index or Social Science Citation Index, and or ABDC journals. So the first and foremost, based on the research, or maybe a young researcher who wishes to enter into the PhD career, he or she want to publish some articles. Then only he or she can submit the thesis to the university, and the thesis will be sent for the foreign evaluation. So today we are going to see about what are all the strategies for publishing a good research article and how to choose or identify the top ranked journals. So my presentation is have two different sessions, and followed by some strategies or your maybe your questions may be answered, maybe end of the session. I hope Nitish sir will coordinate with these particular questions asked from your side. Okay. Now I am sharing my screen. Is it visible for all? Fine. Right. Is it visible? Shall I continue? Shall I proceed?
Yes, it's visible, sir. It's visible.
Fine. Thank you. Yes, sir. So first, where we can publish our research paper. The research paper we can publish in the journals and books, maybe in the format of print, online, and CD format. Technical reports, conference proceedings, and there are some institutions they can publish the research work in the form of house magazines. And today, so many blogs are running by the different people, individuals. So there is a chance to publish your research paper in websites, social network sites like SSRN, ResearchGate, and so many social network sites you can able to publish your research paper. That's what as rightly pointed out by Bernard DeVoto. Great journals are born in the hands of the editor, they die in the hands of the businessman. So even though whatever you are possessing, your knowledge is high, or you are converting your idea into the paper, and finally the idea into the paper is die in the hands of the businessman. So that's what we are all doing now. And there are different types of journals, as we all know about. First one is a trade journal. So trade journal is publication is covering on more or it related to business or industry or certain type of commerce. And there are another form, quite often we all know about the another form of trade journals are peer-reviewed journals. It is also called as a referring journals. So when we submitting the paper to the journal, after submitted the paper to the journal, the editor will send to the peer-reviewed, maybe 2 or 3 reviewer, and they will get the feedback from the reviewer. Based on the feedback received from the reviewer, the editor will take a decision whether our paper will be go for publication, or it may be go for revision, or it may be reject. So we all know about today most of the 90% of the journals are already become online version of the journals. So when we talk about 10 to 15 years, most of the journals are print form of ISSN journals, but now most of the journals are online ISSN journals. And we know that most of the peer-reviewed journals are now becoming open access journals. There are 2 different forms. One is subscription-based journal. Another one is open access journals. So open access journals means without paying any paisa or any money, you can access from anywhere. But subscription-based journals, maybe most of the free journals are now subscription-based journal. But slightly all the journals are now converting to the open access because most of the journals are facing a problem in terms of we are not receiving the much citation. If you become an open access journals, and so many others will access your paper, and citation is also automatically increased or counted. The another format of journals are society sponsored journals, like IEEE Society and Computer Society of India. So those type of societies also running in journal. That journal is also good at present period of time, like IEEE and all. They are doing extremely good in Indian context. It's the same way for CSI, Computer Society of India. And another format of journals is commissioned article journals. This is normally a publication invites a leading experts. Some type of journals will receiving an article from the guest editor, and they will convert as a special issue, and they have made it to the publication. This is called as a commissioned articles journals. Well, we are facing a problem how we can identify the right journal. And all the good journals should have an ISSN number. I hope today we don't have any problem for identification of ISSN number. Most of the journals, not most, all the journals are having ISSN number. So the ISBN number is provided to the books and also conference proceedings, and the ISSN number is provided to the journals, whether maybe in the form of online or maybe a hard copy of the journal. The ISSN will be given by the Paris. I hope there is one organization which is situated in France. This organization is providing the ISSN number. Then ISBN number is provided in India itself. That is from National Institute of Science and Communication Information Resources, New Delhi. They are providing ISBN number. And if you want to have a good journal, the good journal should have good quality resource person may represent in the editorial board, both in Indian domestic as well as in abroad. And the journal should be indexed in Scopus or Web of Science, EBSCO, elsewhere, Procust, Google Scholar, ABDC, that is Australian Business Team Council, etc. And journals should have good impact factor, and journals should have citation for good number, and citation of the author have also one weightage for identification of the right journal. How to identify the right journal? So we also want to look into that. There are different perspectives, as I already mentioned, that the editorial board should combine about both the international as well as India or a domestic perspective. Journal reputation is also speaks about circulation, visibility, acceptance or rejection rate. My dear friends, very, very important. Most of the journals are now publishing the acceptance rate and rejection rate. So if you take a good quality journals, the acceptance rate may be a 7% or maximum of 10%. So out of 100 articles you are sending to the SCI journals, maybe those journals will accept only 7 paper or maximum of 10 paper. So which means acceptance rate of only 10%. And how speed the journals are handling. If the journals are running in the monthly basis, the handling is also quickly. So maybe submitted date, then revision date, acceptance date, and publication date. When you look into that any article, you can able to see in the article which date the article have received, and which date the article have sent for revision, and when the article have accepted after the revision, and when the article was published. So based on these 4 important criteria, you can able to know about the speed of publication. This is very, very important perspective. Most of the authors or researchers, before going to send the article to those journals, they want to look into that average speed of handling by a editor. Then speed of publication, quality of printing in terms of graphics, in terms of charts and all, or whether the journals are collecting any publication, whether the other are charging any other are paying any money. I can say that today I already find out Bernard Shaw, the great journals are born with the die with the managers or a great businessman. That's why today most of the journals are getting a money from the others. So when the others are paying the money, they must very much careful about the choosing the journal, because so many I can say about plenty of predatory journals are existing at this scenario. And if you pay the money, maybe sometime your article will accept within 2 to 3 days, maximum of 1 week, and the article can be published another within 1 week, and they can be published in the journals, but we may not give the guarantee. I mean, the journal will not give the guarantee indexed in Scopus or ACI. Sometime after indexed in the Scopus, your article will be removed. That scenario is also happening at present period. So I request each and every researcher, before send to the journal, before send to the article to the journal, please carefully study about the journal, whether it is a predatory or not. So most of the journals are now receiving a money, others publication fee, but that's why I am mentioning, you just check it whether it is a predatory journal or not. And you can also identify the journals good quality or not based on the science citation index coverage and the Scopus and high impact factor. And very, very important, my dear friends, please talk with your colleagues and get advice. Definitely your colleagues or your colleague friends maybe know about whether the journals are good or not. And this is a difficult scenario on the diagram, followed by that one paper, Basics of Research Paper Writing and published by Michael Dempsey. He have given that particular diagram show about most of the journals are having their separate platform, for submission of your research manuscript. So the author can create the page and they can submit the paper. After submitting the paper, before going to editor, there are some board consist of editorial board member or some data entry operator. They can check about whether your paper is matched with the need or objectives of the article or objectives of the journal. If it match with the objectives of the journals or match with all guidelines, it fulfill all the regulation given by the journal, then the editor will allot the reviewer or assign the reviewer. And after assign the reviewer, the reviewer will get 1 month period, maximum of 1 month period for good quality journal for reviewing the article that we have submitted. And after reviewing the paper, the reviewer will send the comments to the editor, and editor will take a decision. Editor will take a decision whether it is a reject or will accept or it go for revision. In first and pre-stage itself, before it allotted to the reviewer itself, most oftenly maybe 20 to 30% of the article will be rejected because you have not submitted your article properly. Maybe sometimes the reference style is not matched with the publication of journal, or you have not quoted the referee, you are not quoted the covering letter, you are, maybe there are some reasons behind for rejection in the preliminary step itself. If your preliminary step is passed, then it will be go for assign the reviewer, and the reviewer will give the command to the editor. Editor will take 3 types of decision, mostly the reject or accept or it go for revision. If it go for revision, maybe we feel that somewhat some comfortable, we can sit in the some comfort zone. There is a chance for accepting our paper of another 80%. If you receive the comments from the editor stating that you want to revise the paper and send it to again within a month of 1 month, then you feel you are sitting in a comfort zone. I can say that 80% your paper will be accepted further. Okay. Then if your revision command is received from the editor, you can revise the paper and you can provide the detailed description on each and every questions asked by the reviewer. Then you can submit to the same to the editor again, same platform from first step onwards, and again sometime it will go for reviewer, or sometime the editor itself can take a decision. So this is a scenario. Normally the manuscript will move from one stage to another stage. And what are the aspects for writing a research paper? I can say about for writing a research paper, first and foremost, you want to choose a good content, good area, good topic, etc. And good language is important. I can suggest you, my dear friends, today most of the journals are having a separate platform for converting your article in a good language. Even if you take example elsewhere there is a separate team called writing service. So if you provide your article to the team of elsewhere, they can able to change the language pattern or in terms of nativity language, but they will charge maybe around I don't know, maybe $100 or sometime higher than the $100. But I can say that there is a high possibility for accepting your research paper. So language is important. And I can also suggest you kindly, after writing your research paper, you can give your research paper to any of your English teacher who can be your colleague who are working in your institution. That is also fine. And figures and tables is another important thing. Then literature review, very, very important. In the literature review, you want to provide the introduction, discussion part, and very, very important, we are all lacking in terms of choosing a right journal. And the first draft is very, very important. After writing your research paper, if you are a research scholar, you can provide your research draft in hard copy of the research draft to your research guide, and the research guide will analyze that. Sometime you are a faculty member, after writing a research paper, you can provide the hard copy of your research paper to your colleague who is well-wisher to you. And submitting draft to supervisor or co-author is also one of the important criteria for improving your writing a research paper. And what are the purposes behind for writing a research paper? There are main three purposes I can say about. To remember, sometimes most of the researcher will forgotten their idea, their whatever the concept they have identified. That's why they convert their idea and they remember is one important. To understand the concept is another important perspective for writing a research paper and to gain perspective. And apart from that, there are different other purpose behind for writing a research paper. The essential for science is to be progress, and ideal and legal protection of intellectual property may increase from the author's point of time. And very, very important, and the authors will get a reputation. The citation will improve. When the citation is increasing, then it automatically speaks about your credibility. You are a strong academician in the field of particular domain. That's why most of the people are writing a research paper. For many academicians, now it is actually an implicit or explicit requirement to publish paper. I can say that there are a lot of compulsions are receiving from the institution or university side for publishing your paper. So there are some institutions are providing a monetary benefits for publishing a research paper. That's what I have mentioned. Clearly, there is actually an implicit and explicit requirement for publishing a research paper. I can say that these are all the hallmark on great scientific writing. There are 6 qualities that are important for writing a research paper, particularly scientific good writing research paper. One is your research paper should be fluid in nature. It should be in organized form, clearly written by the author or a researcher, concise in nature, not in confusing manner, and convincing to the reader. Who is a reader? The reader may include about the editor who is reviewing your research article, or after publishing there are the people who are doing a research or following on your research. They are all reader. So the matter should be in convincing manner and very interesting topic. So today we can say there are so many emerging fields are available, like starting from artificial intelligence or blockchain technology or augmented reality. We are talking about the digital marketing. Now we can say about COVID-19. There are so many interesting scenario, interesting topic are available. So I request my dear friends or my dear researcher, while you are choosing a research or you are interested to write a research paper, please choose a topic which is more relevant, more interested and more emerging field. Then only your article will be cited by many others. Why do we write research paper? As I already pointed out, there is 2 reasons, implicit and explicit. To share research findings and discoveries with the hope of improving knowledge. And practically, I can speak about to get more funding from the research funding agencies, to get promoted, to get a job, to keep your job. To sustainability of your job, today we require some research paper. Coming to the article side, the empirical article will include charts, graphs, and statistical analysis, which follows 8 to 40 pages. Now I can say about 40 pages is very high, maybe 8 to 20 pages, which consist of all the empirical study, which include empirical headings like introduction to charts, graphs, statistical analysis, till the references. The references should be included at the end of the article. These are all the some qualities of the good research paper. Content should be good, clarity, concept should be clearly explained to the others, clearly explained by the others to the other people. Addressing the business problem, language, very, very important. Your presentation format, we are all lacking in the presentation format. So maximum of 5 subheading, which can included in the numbers, numbers 1, 2, 3, like that. Maybe first chapter maybe introduction, second chapter maybe a review of literature, third chapter maybe a methodology, Fourth chapter may be a results and discussion. Fifth one is a conclusion. I can repeat once again. The presentation style is very, very essential for accepting your research paper by the editor. So what would be the presentation style? I can mention you, there are maximum of 5 chapter heading, which starts from first chapter is introduction, second chapter is a review of literature, third chapter is a methodology. In the methodology, you can provide about the research gap, problem, objectives, research design, data design, tools, etc. Then fourth chapter is a results and discussion where you are providing the different analysis along with the discussion. And the fifth one is a conclusion. And after conclusion, you can provide the references. Even in the fifth chapter conclusion, you can also include like a policy implications, limitations of the study, scope for further research. So this is a quite good presentation style. I request all the research scholar keep in mind, and accordingly you can prepare the article. If you prepare and send the research paper in good presentation style or good presentation format, definitely there is a high chances of your paper will be accepted. And you also want to check with the use of data in the paper, size of the report, good writing style, footnote must be important, but not that much. Some of the journals will accept the footnote, some of the journals are not accepting the footnote. That you want to check it with this journal web page and publication in the good journals. And for others, things to consider for an author, times to write the paper, which time you are writing the paper. I mean, I am talking about in the month. Maybe we are all now, ideally we are sitting in the home. There is a huge trend for writing a research paper in COVID-19 situation. If you go and search it from the Elsewhere or a Springer or a Sage website, you can find that plenty of the paper are already published in the COVID-19 and other scenario. In Chinese, particularly the Chinese, the research scholars who are a researcher who belongs to Chinese universities, they have published lot of research paper in terms of COVID-19. And things to consider before writing, the tables and figures must be clearly stated, and you can read the references. Choose journal. Identification of the journals is one important factor. Tentative title and summary must be very, very important. Before writing, you must write the tentative title and summary. And my dear friends, choose your co-authors. So there is a high chance today collaboration is important for any academic institution. We are talking about international collaboration. I am talking about for writing collaboration. You can choose a co-author from any of your other institution or from your own department or from foreign universities. So suppose if you are writing a one paper, maybe the second author, third author from other co-authors, maybe from other institutions or maybe from other nations. And so when they are writing the other paper, you can also become a co-author. So ultimately, you will, in your account, you will add 2 or 3 papers simultaneously. That's what I need for writing the research paper. We need more collaboration, particularly from other institution and other countries. If any of your friends are working from other countries, kindly talk with them, collaborate with them, and both can join together and write a research paper and submit a good journal. Question to be answered before you write. Think about why you want to publish your research work, whether it is a new topic or interesting topic, or it should be a hot topic. Provide a solution for some difficult problem. Are you ready to publish at this point? If all the answers are receiving yes, then start preparation for your manuscript. For writing a manuscript is not a difficult task, but before writing a manuscript, you want to clarify all important doubts you are facing. I can say about these are all the different types of manuscripts are available. One is a full article format. Full articles are original articles or empirical format of article, which mainly consist of the research article, which may consist of 8 to 20 page length, start from introduction to references. Second one is a letters or rabbit communication or short communication. This is normally a conceptual related paper, not research based paper. Maybe some type of conceptual clarity is required, more original work or original study is required. You are referring the different conceptual or clarity and conceptual thing, then based on the conceptual you are converting into idea. Maybe this is maybe called as a rapid communication or short communication. And another important one is a review paper. Review paper, today most of the first the initial stage of researcher have now started to write the research review paper first. So why they are writing a review paper? So that they will get more number of ideas on base paper for your research. If you identify the base paper for your research, then your PhD will become very easier. Your development, your innovation can become very easy. So review paper is important. The review, and so many journals are available for publishing your review of research related papers. So full articles or research article is one type of manuscript. Rapid communication or short communication, letters received or conceptual paper is another type of manuscript. And writing a review paper on terms of perspective is another type of manuscript. Select the best journal for publication and maybe look at your references. This will help narrow for your choices. And there are review recent publications in each. One second. Okay, so look at your references. This will help you narrow in your choices. Review recent publication in each candidate journal. Find out the hot topics and the accepted types of articles. So when we are going to select the best journal, this is a very important thing you can identify. You visit the particular website of the journals, find out that recent topics which can be published in these journals, and based on that you can identify the topic. And you first follow the get the answer for the following question: is the journals is a peer reviewed? Who is the journal audience? What is the average time to print? What is the journal's impact factor? These are all the different strategies, I can say different strategies you want to follow for identification of a good journal. First important, whether the journal is a peer reviewed journal or not. I can say that 95% of the journals in Scopus indexed are peer reviewed journals. Still 5% of the journals are not peer reviewed journals. Not peer reviewed journals means after receiving the article from the authors, the journals will not send to the article to the reviewer. So definitely we need peer reviewed journal. Then only it should be more weightage. Who is the journal audience? Who is reading your research paper? And what is the average time of print or publishing your research work? And what is the journal's impact factor? Decide on one journal. Do not submit to multiple journals. Very, very important, my dear friends. So many people are making a mistake. We simultaneously are submitting the research paper to 2 or 3 research journals. Sometimes it is a danger. Sometimes if you receive the acceptance message from both the journals, then there is some issues will happen in terms of a plagiarism. So kindly ensure that before submitting to the new journal, whether the paper is already submitted to any journal or not. If it is submitted, if you receive the message on rejected, then you can submit to another journal. Otherwise, it is not advisable. What makes a good manuscript? It contains a clear, useful, and existing scientific message, logical manner, and it should be a best showcase to the material. It transmits the message clearly. And very, very important, while you are writing a research paper, your words should be very important. This is not a creative writing class. And I can say that if a clarity can be achieved in n words, what is the necessity for n+1? So many people are using the speaking language for writing a research paper. It is not good. We consist for writing a research paper and nothing but however it is done, it can be improved. These type of words are not required. If it is achieved by n words, please stick on n words. Don't go for n+1 words. More different than you imagine. So while you are writing a research article publication, this particular slide is very important for writing an introduction part. What are all the scientific journals? What is scientific research? What are all journal articles are important? You want to refer it. Then academic style, numbers, ethics, writing clarity, using style, manuals, etc. Writing process, we start from planning, writing, proofreading, sharing is important. Appendix, any appendices can be included in your research paper. Some of the journals, particularly Emerald Journal and all, they also accepting the questionnaire or some type of data set. If you are using econometric research or doing an econometric type of research, maybe using a time series data or any other research, some type of journals, they are required some data sets. So that data sets can be included in the appendices. And reading a research, we include use words and phrases, identifying sources, analyzing written research article structure. Writing your paper will start from the title, abstract, keyword, introduction, literature review, methodology, results, discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement, references, appendices, etc. Okay. So, and while you quote the references must be in the APA format or maybe any of other Chicago format or MLA format is prescribed by the journal, and the citation should be clearly mentioned in the references. All the citations given or referred in your articles can be provided in the references section. Yes. Now I am coming to the main agenda on today's discussion on how to write the research paper. Still now I have discussed on what are all the criteria for choosing a good journal. Now I am slightly moved to the topic main agenda for our today's discussion, structure of the research paper. Your title should be face of your paper. Your title, your research title or research article title is your face of your paper. Followed by the title, author's name, affiliation, abstract, then keynote, keywords. The abstract is your heart. Abstract is a heart of a paper. And whatever you are writing in introduction part is your hands. Okay, hands of your paper is an introduction. And after introduction, we are writing in that review of literature, then followed by problem, description, solution, methodology, everything in the methodology part, results discussion, then conclusion. Conclusion is a smile. Smile of your paper is a conclusion. So I can, my dear friends, please keep in your mind your face of your face of the paper is a title, heart of the paper is abstract, your hand of the paper is introduction, and your smile of your paper is conclusion. And after conclusion, you are quoting with the acknowledgement, appendices, references. Yes. So these are all two important people who have developed the writing style of the research paper. One is a King model, which consists from title, abstract, introduction, body, discussion, reference. Another one is a hourglass model. The hourglass model is exclude about the title and abstract. He speaks about introduction, body of the research paper, and discussion. So normally most of the researcher are following the King model for writing a research paper. So first we should write the title, then followed by a title we should go for abstract, then go for introduction, then body, then discussion, then references. Again the same diagram as I already discussed with the first and foremost step on how to submit the research paper to the journal. I hope you all know about this particular diagram. Yes, this is how your research script is moved from one destination to another destination after submitting your research paper into the journal platform. This particular diagram speaks about how your research paper want to write. First and foremost step, the researcher want to identify the problem. If any the research problem, that will tend to the researcher for writing a research. Otherwise, if you don't have any research problem, there is no need of compulsion for writing a research work. After identification of the research problem, we are going to perform the literature review, then formulate the research model, then tables and figures should be included, and based on all put together, we are literature review can be right, methodology section can be identified, result section can be identified, then we simultaneously write the discussion section, conclusion section also, then we create the appendices, prepare the list of references, finally we are writing introduction, and last but not write the abstract, then finish our research work. So I can say, my dear friends, this is the format of writing our research paper. Abstract and the title should be right at last. Abstract and title should be at last. So first and foremost, you want to complete the figures and table format. Then you can follow to write method, results, discussion, conclusion, then start with the introduction, abstract, then title. So based on the research problem where we are identified, and we unanimously or we maybe quite often we can fix the title, but this title is only for preliminary title, it is not a final title. Based on the acceptance of our title, we are start working on writing a research paper. First and foremost, we should identify the figures and tables which can include for our research work. Then we try to start for complete on the methodology part, results part, discussion part. Then we start write on conclusion. Then finally we want to write the introduction part. Then last abstract part. Then go to finalize your title. So as I already pointed out, first before starting a research paper, we just start with the research gap and tentative title, not a final title. The last step only the title. But we are all doing extremely making a mistake on writing a research paper, because when you are submitting the research paper to the conference authority is required abstract first. When we can write abstract should be right at the after completion of the research paper, not before writing a research paper. But mostly we are all making a mistake. We are all writing abstract first and we can submit the research paper. I mean, we are trying to start writing a research paper. So that is, but it is a very, very important mistake we are all making in our research field. And each section has a definite purpose. So this is a general structure normally followed by most of the engineering and the science field. Title, authors, abstract, and keywords. And your main text should include IMRAD. IMRAD, introduction part stands with I, then methods, results, and discussion. Discussion include the conclusion part. Followed by conclusion, acknowledgement, references, supplementary material should be provided in the introduction part. Okay. Then this is a general structure of a full article in terms of science and even engineering also. Engineering, I already mentioned with IMREAD format. This is a general structure on title, abstract, keywords, introduction, preliminaries, definition, notation, new theorem, sometimes the examples, theorem with the proof, some type of chemistry, physics or mathematics. These type of people normally follow this area. First title, abstract, keywords, introduction part, preliminaries, they can start with the definition, notation for definition, it can be included in the preliminary section. After the preliminary section, there are new definition, new examples, theorem and the proof, which can include in the new theorem part. And after identification of their own idea, they can try to start with the conclusion references. Normally this structure of a research paper will be applicable for mathematics and science, biotechnology, biology based researchers, even for physics, chemistry. These type of researcher can follow this type of format. And again, I am talking about write backwards. Your research article should write from the backwards. Okay, first we want to complete the figures and tables, methods, results and discussion, conclusion, abstract, then title. How to develop a research title? This is your opportunity to attract readers' attention. Remember, readers are the potential authors who will cite your article. So developing your title is essential, and good title will give good weightage and good. You can also receive good amount of citations. Keep it informative and concise. The reviewer will check whether your title is specific to your research work or not. The editor will hate the title that make no sense or fail to represent the subject matter. So many people are making a mistakes in terms of choosing a right topic. Attractive topic we are all not framing. We start with the study or examining. These type of words should be avoided. You can refer these for writing a research paper. The style is totally different from writing a research thesis. So when you are writing a thesis, PhD thesis or MPhil thesis or whatever other project work, at the time you can start a study on examining relationship between X and Y like that. But when you are going to write the research paper, your title should be more catchy, more attractive to the readers, particularly the reviewers and editors. Avoid technical jargons and abbreviation in the title, unless otherwise, if your abbreviation is known by all others, I can recommend you don't put the abbreviation in the title. Maybe there are some title or everybody will know abbreviations, maybe like FDA abbreviation, most of them are known. That okay. Then maybe DNA. If you are in a science background, if most of them are known about what is the expansion of the DNA. These type of abbreviation is acceptable, but unless otherwise the abbreviation is known by all others, I can say that you must avoid for putting an abbreviation in the title. And the next part is the title of the paper. As I already told you that a title is a phase of your research paper. First impression will from the title. It consistently describes the main theme of your research work presented in the paper. Title must be unique and memorable. After the title, you are also providing the keywords. So keywords should represent in some of the important information in the title. Title should not be too long. it should be replacement of the, it should not be a replacement for the abstract, usually not a sentence. Please, very, very important. Titles are usually not a sentence. Do not start with a, and, or the. These type of titles should be avoided for writing a research paper. Please avoid investigation, study, novel, facial, studies on the nature, etc. These titles are already used by so many of the researchers throughout the world. So if better I can say that if you avoid those type of titles, then there is a high weightage for accepting the research paper. Avoid all but the best known acronym. An original title, I see here I am mentioning about some original title and what is my revised title. If you see, look into the revised title from the original title, it is totally different and it can be understandable manner. Effects of flexibility and scheduling decisions on the performance of an FMS, simulation, modeling and analysis. This is a title I am revised from the earlier one. The earlier title was Effects of Routing Flexibility, Sequencing Flexibility and Scheduling Decision Rules on the Performance of an FMS. Not a clear picture. That's what I just try to change it into the revised manner. Then abstract, this is the critical part of your research paper. Main objective, please state main objective. As I already pointed out that abstract should be right at the end of your presentation, end of your research work or research paper. Summarize most important results, state major conclusion and significance. After abstract, you can include the keywords, avoid acronyms, write and rewrite until flow will come. So again and again you start to write the abstract, then only it will become a flow. Okay, right? The abstract, as I already pointed out, that abstract is your what? Abstract is your heart. Okay, abstract is your heart of your research paper. So until the flow is come, you try to write the abstract again and again. Okay, should stand alone. Avoid using jargon, reflect the precise. Mostly the abstract will consist of 100 to 300 words. And please listen, my dear friends, abstract is an advertisement for your article. Consider abstract is your advertisement for your article. So the reader means I can say about the editor is a first reader for your research paper. Then reviewer is a second reader for your research paper, and the other people after publication, the other friends, colleagues, and all researcher, all the other third readers for your research article. So first and foremost, they will read the abstract. If they found some important information, some fruitful information, some convenience, the information can include in the abstract, then they will start to read the paper. So that's what I can say about advertisement of your research paper is your abstract. Abstract should include the problem investigated, what type of method you are used, on major findings and conclusions. This is generally another format of structure which is followed by Emerald journals. In the Emerald journals, the abstract will include the purpose, methodology, research limitations, practical implication, originality of the paper, keywords, paper type. So a little bit different from the earlier one. So when you are submitting the research paper to Emerald journals, and your abstract should be laid in the following format. Coming to the keywords, after abstract, you want to write the keywords. These are all the labels of your manuscript and the correct indexing and searching. Too broad and too narrow can be avoided, and only the abbreviations that are firmly established in the field, like DNA, can be included in the keywords. Otherwise, it can be avoided. Check the guidelines prescribed by the journals for writing a keywords or other articles in the journals. Introduction part, build a theory, state why study is important, provide brief theoretical background about your research work, provide citation if at all required. Introduction part is convince the readers is important here. You can provide that much of information and describe the problem, provide a perspective consistent with the nature of the journal, introduce the main scientific publications on which your work is based, cite a couple of original and important works. My dear friends, please cite at least 2 to 3 citation in the introduction part that can be more familiar to your research work, maybe sometime base research which is mainly used for your research, that can be included in the introduction. And you also include the information how you are convincing to the readers. It can be included in the introduction part. These are all some drawbacks on the introduction part. Too wordy. So many researchers can use so many words in the introduction part. Excessive expression can be avoided, like novel, first time, I am a first time researcher using this research topic, first our paradigm change. I request you all, my dear friends, these type of words should be avoided in the introduction part. And coming to the next section, methods. In the methods part, use a methodology more on detail. Okay, and however, use references and supplementary materials. That is, whenever it is required, you can provide. Otherwise, no problem. It is not required. Do not repeat the details on established method work. General summary with references is sufficient. Reviewers will criticize incomplete or incorrect descriptions. So many people are failed to provide the information in methodology section. Some incomplete words, incomplete descriptions. Okay, that can be avoided while you are writing a method section. This is result section. So you see that here in the result section, which comprises of 3.1, 3.1.1 and all. In the result section, I have explained about the charts and the sample information I have listed out here to investigate the influence of surface and structure. This is maybe objectives. Okay. Then results, how it can be tested, the table format. So everything is included in the result section. Only representative results, essential discussion should be included in the results section, and the results should do not have hide data in the hope of saving it for a later paper. You may lose evidence to support your conclusion. Use subheadings to keep results of the same type of research work altogether. Easier to review and read. Tell a clear and easy to understand a story. There are a number of researchers I have found from at the time of review of their research paper. There are strong in terms of introduction part, strong in terms of writing a research work, review of literature part and all, but they are all lack in terms of result section. So that's why I have quite often I am mentioning in anywhere or whenever I am speaking to the different forum, you must concentrate on the new tool. You can identify the new tool for doing a research, and after the introduction on the new tool, after getting a results, please provide the justification along with the results. Justification is very much essential for narrating your idea or objective. So your objective, whether objective is matched, objectives is fulfilled, can be solved with the result section. Discussion part is your cell. Normally there is a chance to get an idea or a data is from discussion. It is the most important section of your research article. Here you are get the chance to sell your data. Many manuscripts are rejected because the discussion is weak. Again, the results are also weak. Make the discussion corresponding to the results, but do not reiterate the results. That's what I am mentioned in the earlier slide, most of the research paper are rejected because the results and discussion part is not up to the level. Sometimes the results and discussion both are following the same type of contents. Sometimes they're repeating that answer. This should be avoided. You need to be compare the published results with your. That's what I already pointed out in the earlier slide itself. Compare and provide the justification. Do not ignore work in disagreement with yours. While you are writing a research paper, scientific language, the tenses is important. Here I have provided with some fruitful example. First one is a present tense for known fact and hypothesis. When you are writing a known fact and also hypothesis, always use the present tense. The average life of honeybee is 6 weeks. Past tense for experiments you have conducted. All the honeybees were maintained in an environment with a consistent temperature of 23 degrees centigrade. And you also use past tense when you describe the results of an experiment. The average lifespan of bees in our contained environment was 8 weeks. So while you are writing a research paper, the present tense and the past tense is important. When we can use present tense can be used for known fact and hypothesis. Past tense can be used for experiments or when the results is already described. And when you can write the conclusion part, so normally conclusion part is tells on how your work is advances the field from the present state of knowledge, and every paper should include the conclusion part. While you are writing a conclusion, don't repeat the abstract or whatever the information you are given in the introduction part. Conclusion should be extremely right, totally different from the introduction part and abstract part. Okay, and sometimes you can also provide the future experiments that also included in the conclusion part. After writing a conclusion part, provide the acknowledgement. Here, acknowledgement you are providing with the fund you are providing along with your research paper, like stating that the authors would like to thank University Grant Commission or ICSSR or DST, Department of Science and Technology, providing a funding for carrying out the research work. You can also provide with the file number, sanction letter number and date, etc. along in the acknowledgement section. And also you can provide acknowledgement if it is necessary, if it is important for advisor, financial supporter, proofreaders, typists and suppliers. If it is required, you can provide. Otherwise, you can provide the acknowledgement only to the funding people. After acknowledgement, you can write the references section. In most of the research articles are rejected. The references are not followed properly. The references should be followed either a APA format, American Psychological Association format, MLA format or Chicago handwritten format. It is prescribed by the journal. You can find that author's guidelines in the journal web page. Accordingly, you want to follow the references format. And it is one of the most annoying problems and causes great headaches among the editors. And today, so many references based softwares are available. It is helpful for a researcher for better writing. Say like EndNote, there is one softwares are available, BibNote, or you can go for citation references. Like you can go for Scholar, Google Scholar. You can find the references section. There are so many different references softwares are also available for writing a references. And while you are submitting the research article or uploading your research paper in the web page through online website, sometimes they also require a covering letter. It is not required always, but it is, if it is available, if you provide, then it should be a high weightage for your research work. In the covering letter, it is just like an application letter. You are selling your work, and you mention what would you make your manuscript specify to the journal, specify special requirements, how to solve the issues, how to review about articles, any conflict of interest is available. Everything is mentioned in the letter of covering letter, and it can be uploaded in the website. And most of the good journals, Sage, Elsewhere, or Scopus Indexed Journals, Science Citation Index Journals are all asking about reviewers. While you are submitting the research paper in the website, they also require to submit the potential reviewers. Maybe if you take InterScience and all, they will ask about 2 reviewers, sometimes 3 reviewers, but it is not compulsion. The editor will send to only the potential reviewers. The editor will choose anybody from the list where it can be prescribed by so many other authors. Based on the specialization you are provided in the web page, the editor will allot the research revision work. It is not compulsion. The revision of, the research paper will be sent to only the potential reviewer. So these are all some components of the business research article. So business research articles will include about the title, abstract, introduction part, review of literature, statement of the problem, objectives, hypothesis, methods. So as I already quoted here, there are 5 important headings in any type of or any discipline of research research article. First, title, abstract. The main body of the content, which include introduction, is the first one. Second one is a review of literature. Third one is a methodology part. In the methodology, you are mentioning about the problem, objectives, hypothesis, and different methods. And fourth one is results and discussion. Fifth one is a conclusion. And followed by conclusion, you want to provide the acknowledgement, then references. This is a general format most of the social science discipline people will follow. Commerce, management, economics, and other psychology related people, business article. When you are writing the article, normally they are following in this following format. This is another one example related to the choosing a right title. This is a first title. This is the first title. This is a previous title before going for the new one. See here, I can say here, a granular causality approach in explaining the relationship between money output and price level in India. This title is also okay, but little bit it is explaining detailed description, sometimes total confusing for the reader. That's what I have made it as more clear on this title. Relationship between money output and price level in India, a granular causality approach. Same title, but which consists of more meaningful, more worthy, and understandable by any people who wishes to read the article. But this article will have some this title which have some lack in terms of explaining. Okay. So while you are writing a long title should be avoided. Title should be clear, concise, and meaningful.
It should not include a study, a justification, etc. Review of literature, provide the information on good knowledge in the field of inquiry. It helps investigator to have insights on different methodologies that should be applied, and it is an extensive survey on available past studies relevant to the field of investigation. Normally, the main matter behind for collection of the review of literature, where we can identify about the research gap, identification of the research gap from the study. For identification of the research gap for the study, we are identifying or writing the review of literature. Based on the existing research work, we are going to identify the research gap. Then, based on the research gap, the authors would go for writing a research work. This is the statement of the problem is a central problem, central question. Identify the gap in knowledge and why it is addressed. It is important for writing a research problem. And very, very important for a social science researchers, particularly they can write the separate title called objectives of the study. While you are writing an objectives of the study, don't write too many objectives. Objectives should be an SMART, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable. Okay, specific, achievable, and measurable. Formulation of hypothesis. A well throughout the focused research question, it leads to the hypothesis. Assumption, rational assumption on the possible cases of the observed phenomena is important for choosing a formulation of the hypothesis. Creation of the questions focused on essence of the research problem, that is also important. Based on that, you can formulate the research problem and research questions or research hypothesis. So good hypothesis should have insight into research question. It talk about proposed research. It talk about how logically a research will conduct, and so many other factors. So research methodology is another thing where you are including about the research design. What type of research design? Descriptive or experimental, descriptive or experimental, or cross-sectional, or maybe exploratory. What type of research design you are following? Data design you are following? What type of sample size you are following? Everything included in the research methodology part. So after writing the research methodology part, the social science researcher will talk about the results and discussion. In the results and discussion part, first we want to answer the question posed by the introduction part and also research hypothesis part. Discuss the weakness if it is any found, and explain what is new in your paper without exhausting. And test the hypothesis. Do not repeat the results. Usage of table, charts, and figures are important. You must provide the table number, chart number, figure number. Must provide the source below the table or a diagram. Very, very important. And followed by the results and discussion, you must provide the conclusion, scope for further research, limitations of the study, policy implications of the study, and relate your conclusion to existing knowledge. That is also sometimes important for writing results and discussion. Coming to that, references section, relevant and recent, highly selective matter. Read the references carefully. Do not misquote. Use correct style for the journal. Each and every journals will accepting the different format of research style. So I request you to all to follow the correct style of format of writing a research paper according to the journal. And I can also say that whatever the work you are referring in your research paper, that alone can be cited in the references. Not required to mention all the unrelevant documents you have cited, or it can be used for your research. Only cited things included in the research paper will include for the references. There is some difference between bibliography and references. Bibliography, where writing the bibliography, particularly the bibliography where we are writing for to the thesis, not for the research paper. For normally research paper, we are all following references. References means only cited work can be included, and bibliography both cited and sometimes uncited, but it can be used for research paper. That work is also included. Maybe like you are referred some textbooks, you are referred some websites. These information is also included in the bibliography section. But in the references section, only the cited research work, maybe 99% of them are journals published in the articles published in the journals. References should include at the end of your research report. It should be start with the begin new page. Alphabetically can be presented. The end of your paper. All the research works included in the citation can be included in the references section, and orderly numbered. No quotation mark underline is allowed in writing a research references. Why we are referring to a leading author, illustrating, supporting an argument made, and the factual information given by the already existing people for the research study. How to extend or challenge on previous studies, allowing accuracy of the work to be checked, comparing, contrasting, and evaluating. These are all the reasons behind that we are all referring our research work. These are all the different referencing style format are available. APA, American Psychological Association. Most of the research papers are accepting references style and the format of APA. Very few journals are accepting MLA and Chicago format. Turbian is another format is available. These are all other softwares which is mainly helpful for writing a references purpose. I told you EndNote, References Manager, ProCite. These are all other citation tools. CitationMachine.net, Citation Builder, PipMe, CiteFast, Mentley. So these are all open source software which is mainly used for writing a references and other included for tools for citation work. This is another important thing you want to note out. What are all the advantages of writing a literature review paper? If you write the literature review paper, you will get more citation. This is one important advantage. And the advantage for writing a research paper, which also include for this research paper review based paper, will use for teaching purpose, will use for more commercial secrets, more papers which can be cited in one concept. That's why all are referring the paper, can get an idea and also get some input. These are all the 10 steps to become a good writer. Write more, write even more, and write when you don't want to, write when you do, write when you have something to say, write every day, keep writing. Okay. So when I see my paper, you find that my paper is in a good car. When the reviewers see your paper, there are so much of damage, so many damages, so many other faults. When the reviewer can see about your research paper. The same manner for writing a research proposal. When you write the research proposal, after writing the research proposal, you find that your research proposal may be a caravan or a good long drag, which can be included in the AC, all facilities available. But when after completion of your PhD, when you look into your research proposal, it may be a low class, low budget lorry truck. Why I'm talking here? When we writing research paper, our scenario is totally different. When others can look into the research paper, our scenario is totally different. So this is the first part of my presentation. I hope, sir, how much time I have? I just completed first part of my presentation. My second part is on related to quality of publication, and I can try to explain about what is SCI, what is impact factor, what is H index, what is G index and all. Is time permit, sir? Dashrath, sir?
I think we can, sir, we can have a separate session for the rest of the part. We'll go to the Q&A now, question and answer. There are
Yes,
there
sir.
are a couple of questions posted by the participants.
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah, because this is the first part, and when I go for the next part will mainly deals on the H index, maybe what is impact factor, how to identify H index, what is IEEE, what is ICA, what is elsewhere, Scopus, Indian Citation Index, more on elsewhere, Scopus, how to calculate the impact factor, how to avoid a plagiarism, etc., is there. So let me complete, or we will continue in the next some other session, or I can continue.
Baliga ji, what is your suggestion? Should we continue?
We'll have a separate session for that.
Yeah.
I think right now we can go for question and answers, because many questions
Yes, sir.
are
Fine.
listed. Yeah. So Dr. Karthikeyan sir, thank you very much for your insightful
Yes, sir.
insightful session on the strategies for writing a good research paper. I now request Mr. Nitesh Naik to handle the session on Q&A. Over to you, Nitesh sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Vikram Baliga. Thank you, Dr. Parthasarathy Karthikeyan, for such an informative presentation and the insights which you have provided on strategies for writing a good research article. So I know that there is more to add on and more to speak about this particular topic. And we are sure that participants are more interested to know more details on the topic. So we will arrange one more session where we can address these other things. I'm sure that this session was of great help to a lot of research scholars, students, and faculty. We are very glad that we had 3,000 plus registrations for this event and very active participation from 15 plus countries, where a lot of discussions happened, a lot of participants asked for few queries. So with your permission, I would like to take up few questions within the time frame which are asked by our participants.
Yes, sir.
The first and foremost query everyone has these days: how to identify a predatory journal?
Yes, sir. According to me, is it audible, sir?
Yes,
Audible,
yes,
audible.
yes, Karthikeyan.
Yes, sir. Fine. According to me, predatory journals, they have accepting the research paper in the format of mail, particularly Gmail or any format of mail. So those journals who have receiving the paper in the format of mail, mostly these are all the predatory journal, and they also accepting the submission fee or publication fee from the authors, and the papers will not send for reviewer. After receiving the paper, within 1 or 2 days, the author will receive the communication stating that your paper will be accepted. It can be published after paying the research, maybe other publication fee. These are all some strategy. When you look into that journal, the same ISSN number is also there, and I am talking about a little bit different from the predatory journal, that is fake journal. Predatory is one hand, the fake journal is on another hand. Fake journals are the same ISSN number which have the original website have. Say example, ISSN number which consists of 1250, the same 1250, the predatory journals are also, the fake journals are also have. But according to your question is considered, the predatory journals are accepting the research paper in the way of mail, and they are also receiving a payment maybe around 10,000, 15,000. If these journals are mainly predatory journal. Today, most of the Scopus indexed journals are science citation journals. They are not charging a single paisa from the other side. Okay, so this is the one way you can identify the predatory journal, sir.
Thank you very much for that answering the query. I have the next question from Rochelle from Goa. What is the best grammar check software that is available? And if you are submitting to a technical journal, does the writing skill matter, or whether they will look only into the technical stuff?
Sir, both the skills, writing skill as well as technical skills, both are important, sir. That's why the Elsewhere have already started a separate service agency called Other Services. If you are, after writing your research paper, if you submit it to the platform of Others section on Elsewhere, the Elsewhere will support all the technical as well as academic writing, both in terms of communication, both in terms of technical writing, but they are charging some money. And according to me, the grammar check can be done by Grammarly. There is a software called Grammarly. There are so many other platforms, even from online tool itself, you can check it with the grammar. But I feel that after writing a research paper, kindly take a printout of the research paper, kindly hand over the research paper to any of your English colleague, English department colleague, so that they can read your paper, they can understand the technical jargons, and they can clarify with your physical sitting, and you can correct it and you can resend it to the journal. That is a best way the others should be followed. But Grammarly is the best software according to me to check it with the grammar.
Okay, thank you, sir. I would like to take another question from Sumon San from Thailand. So he's a research scholar. He asked that whether the PhD guide should be the first author or corresponding author. Who should be the corresponding author? How does this differ, and what is the difference between them?
Correct. Yeah, normally this is a difficult question where I am going to answer. For a guide and scholar doesn't matter. The guide and scholar doesn't matter. First author may be a guide or a student, or second author may be a guide or a student, doesn't matter. But when you add the third author, fourth author along with you, maybe after completion of your PhD, that speaks about some weightage. Normally the first author will have more weightage. Even for promotion and ranking and other aspects, the first author will get more weightage than the second author. But in the PhD, first author, if it is a first author is a guide, the second author may be a research student, it doesn't matter. Or a first author will be a research student, second author will be a research guide. It won't replicate to the PhD level. But after PhD, definitely it speaks. Second case, you are talking about the corresponding author. Corresponding author means a author who can send the paper, submit the paper in the web page, and on behalf of all other author, he received the communication. So that's why he is called as a corresponding author. So first weightage will be given to the first author. Second weightage will be given to the corresponding author. The corresponding author may be irrespective of second or third or fourth. Maybe sometime fourth author will have a corresponding author. So in case of fourth author is a corresponding author, so he will get high weightage than the third author and the second author. So that is the thing, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I would like to take the next question from Melita from Philippines. So as you rightly mentioned, the citation is very important. Okay, how to improvise the visibility of your published research article?
So when improving your citation, you have different strategies. First, there are different strategies. There are 17 strategies are there. There is a one person, they have rightly point out how to improve the citation on research article. I just once again, there is a person called, once again, sir. So there is there are different types of strategies are available for improving the citation. There is a person called Ali Ibrahim. Ali Ibrahim, he have published the information in the year 2013. I just put it in the chart window. You can check it. One second. So he have published Ali Ibrahim in 2013. He have included the different strategies for publishing. He have suggested 33 ways to improving the effective strategies for increasing citation. One is use a unique name for consistently throughout the academic areas. Second one is standardized institutional affiliation and address using no abbreviation. You must provide the institutional address simultaneously on same name. Key phrases should be repeatedly mentioned. Keywords should be available in the manuscript. Unique phrase should be provided. Publish a journal with a high impact factor, very, very important. Self-archive articles should be included. Keep your professional web pages and publish list up to date. So every author should be create a web page. In the web page, you must provide your all published work, very, very important. Open access journal, you just choose open access journal than the subscription based journal. This is another important thing for increasing the citation. And very important, deposit your paper with the open access repository. If you deposit your paper in the open access repository, then there is a high chances for improving citation. And very, very important, as I already pointed out in my presentation also, collaborate with the international authors. Team authors will get a more citation. Use more references. Publish a longer paper than a shorter paper. Contribute to Wikipedia. Start writing, blogging. Join academic social networking like SSRN, JCAT and other platforms. And compare from writing a research-based paper, write a review-based paper, you will get more citation. And papers with large number of callouts, maybe like to receive more number of citation. And don't choose question-related title. Publish across all the disciplines. Present working paper. Publish your paper with the good journals and publish your work. And your CV should include an archive number. Researcher ID should be available. So these are all some important steps mentioned by the person Ibrahim for improving the journal citation.
What is your view of researchers being on ResearchGate? Is it a good platform to share the research and get the visibility?
Yes, sir. Definitely the ResearchGate is a good platform. Even as I point out in my presentation, most of the Web of Science journals, I mean with Science Citation Index, Social Science Citation Index and Scopus Index journals are subscription based. And unless otherwise we are not paying the money to those journals, they are not able to access, except abstract and references, we are not able to access. But ResearchGate is one platform where the researcher in the different field can share their research work that they have published without paying a single money. So it is a good platform. For all the published work, if you are uploading the ResearchGate, it is also one important platform for increasing your citation. And the researcher also benefited. particularly the research scholars. Compared with academicians, the research scholars will get more benefit.
Thank you, sir. These days we hear about plagiarism, similarity. Okay, it is very important to restrict this particular thing and keep your article within some limits. So what is your advice? How much percentage similarity is allowed in journals? Which are the tools that are available for checking this similarity? This question was posted by Suchitra Devi from Himachal Pradesh.
Sir, extremely, it is a good question from your side and a person who is asking from Himachal Pradesh. Journals, according to the journals, the plagiarism and similarity rate is differ it from 5% to 15%. 5% to 15%. Some journals, I may say about Web of Science journals, are accepting the paper with the similarity of less than 10%. The plagiarism rate of with less than 10%. Some of the Scopus journals, they will accept paper, even the similarity and plagiarism, which have 15, sometimes 20%. Not above 20% will be accepted. But there are so many online plagiarism softwares are available, but not good softwares, those journals. There is a plagiarism software called Urkund. It is one of the good software. Most of the universities, they are having the Urkund software for checking a plagiarism content for the research thesis as well as research paper. And there are another software called Authenticate. This is another software which have more powerful, more important testing software than Urkund, where majority of the journal companies are possessing this particular software. Some similarity, some differences between in terms of the similarity between these two softwares. But the journal companies are normally prefer the Authenticate software. So I request you to kindly check with your similarity index with the Urkund or any other similarity index software before uploading the research article to the journal.
Yeah.
Or even today, most of the journals are having the similarity checking facility. You can also look into those journals. I mean, those facilities before submitting to the research article to the journal.
Thank you, sir. We will take one last question for the day from Shubhi Mishra. Okay, she is asking about any tools that can be used to cite the article and references, which will help in writing the article as per the journal requirement.
Yes, sir. I have mentioned about citation manager in my presentation itself. I have mentioned. Citation manager is there. There is a tool called Mentally. This is a good tool for writing a citation. You can refer about citation machine, or you can go for EndNote. Even my presentation itself, I have told you there are some other softwares which include once again. Apart from Mentally is a good tool, and Mentally is an open source software. Mentally is an open source software. You need not subscribe, you need not pay the money. It is a good software also. EndNote is there, Reference Manager is there, ProCite is there, CitationMachine.net, Citation Builder is there, PubMe is there, Citation Fast is there, Mentally.com. These are all the some softwares are available for reference.
Thank you, Dr. Karthikeyan, for answering all the queries. Majority of the questions we have taken, which were very apt to this particular session. Over to Dr. Dashrath Raj K. Shetty for his concluding remarks and vote of thanks. Dr. Shetty, you're there?
I'm there. Just a minute. I'm just sharing the screen. Dear friends, I am sure that it was a very informative session today. Thank you, Dr. Karthikeyan, for
Thank you,
taking
sir.
time and spending it with us. Your weekend with us, and you have always been supporting us in all our endeavors. This program was brought in as a joint effort of Department of Commerce, which is a part of Manipal Academy of Higher Education, and Center for Consultancy and Corporate Interface, along with IBAT. It's my privilege to thank today's resource person, Dr. P. Karthikeyan, Head of Department of Commerce, Dr. Sandeep Shenoy, Head of Center for Consultancy and Corporate Interface, Dr. Vikram Baliga, Engineer Nitesh Naik, who is the brain behind today's workshop. He's the CTO of Curious Tech Lab Private Limited. He is also a teaching faculty in Department of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering, MIT. And Engineer Namesh, who is the director of the student wing of IBAT, and our publishing partner Manipal Digest. Dear friends, I would like to make some comments here. If you have your feedback form would be sent in the in the Telegram group, as well as we will be pasting it just now in our Facebook live link where you have been watching the current session. We will be pasting it there now. You will have a small survey also along with the feedback in the same link itself. Please do answer that. And if you would love to, IBAT is a non-profit organization. We call it more than non-profit. We call it as a voluntary organization because we do not either collect any finances or we do not indulge in any form of financial transactions, but we believe that knowledge should be freely available to everyone around us. So with this principle, IBAT has been working. And if you feel that you are in a position to give guest lectures in any of the areas, you can send a small video of yours along with your CV to raja.shetty@gmail.com. That has been displayed in the screen there. And also we will be conducting many more sessions like this in the coming days. We have been conducting it, but we have not used the web medium so effectively, I feel, but we will be very active henceforth. If you have any other questions or any suggestions, you can also mail here at raja.shetty@gmail.com. And Professor Karthikeyan has already displayed his email ID also. We'll be further sending you a thanks mail in which all the details related to collaboration and other aspects would be sent to you so that you can collaborate with us. If you feel that you want to collaborate in the area of technology management or geopolitics, please write to us. We have, at Manipal also, we have in our friend circle also a number of people who are willing to collaborate. We'll take help of the experts like Dr. Karthikeyan, and we can put in joint efforts in taking the research forward. Thank you, Dr. Karthikeyan. Thank you, Vikram. Thank you, Nitesh. Thank you, Sandeep, sir. Over to Dr. Vikram Baliga.
Yes. So thank you all for your participation. I think we'll end the session now. Nitesh, can we go for the feedback session form? Has it been posted on the web group?
Yeah, it will be posted on the Facebook Live page.
Yes,
wherein
yes.
all can submit their feedback forms.
Yes.
So wherever they were viewing this particular live stream, so it will be posted there. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for your participation. Yes.
It was great spending time with all of you. Thank you, sirs.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.